All right. Good afternoon, Hit Nation, folks, Bocats, and everything in between and beyond. My name is Roy, the host of Mahapanies, the only host in the history of the internet who uh, fully and wholeheartedly um, admits that he has no idea what he's talking about, but he continues trying. And this is a video right after the, I don't know even what to say, but look, we didn't have pretty much any of our starters. We did have Ware, but he didn't play the whole game. Jaques had his uh, career high in points, but we lost to the Wizards, and we lost to the Wizards in a fashion that we lost quite a few of the games this year. Really, that's just the reality of the situation. We lost quite a few of the games exactly like that, meaning by 5 points or less, and yesterday by 1 point because of an immature, because the guy is immature in terms of the league, not in terms of a person, right? Of an immature decision to, for some reason, step back by Christopher, by Josh Christopher. So that happened, and we lost the game by 1 point. We should have won the game. That's fine. Um, it wasn't consequential. Like I said, it didn't change anything for us. It didn't change anything for the Wizards. It didn't help or unhelp our case for the playoffs, or in this case for the play-ins. And so, a couple of observations. First of all, we're we're going to play the day after tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, at 7:30 p.m. against the Bulls. 7:30 or 8 p.m. One of those two. I'm not sure. Against the Bulls, and we're going to play away. We're going to play against a team that swept this season. We have seen in the past that when a team sweep us, they still it's not guaranteed that the same kind of production is going to happen in the postseason. And surely we don't know, right? We don't know. That's the thing about a one and done game, right? It could be that they beat us 3 times, they're not going to beat us 4 times. That's part of the logic of the fans. It could also be that they beat us 3 times because they know how to beat us, and that's why they're going to beat us 4 times, which is technically what happens in the playoffs. We're not in the playoffs yet. We are just beginning the postseason, and it was a nightmarish season. It was a nightmarish season on court. It was a nightmarish season for me off court. Losing my uncle, finally getting the separation going, and the divorce started. My mother still sick, and then everything that happened, of course, within the confines of the court, within the confines of the Miami Heat organization when Jimmy Butler was still there, then the trade, and then the post trade situation that also included Wiggins missing a lot of crucial games for us and going on an 0-10 run, and then finishing the season with a 6-4 in the last 10 after losing to the Wizards. The best player of the season by far is Tyler Hero. Increased pretty much all of his averages, minutes, points, assists, defensive skills, and just his availability, right? His availability, Bam's availability. And I have to say this, if the best player of the season is Tyler Hero, the biggest surprise of the season to me was really how well Khalil Ware worked with the team, and how well that front court of Khalil Ware and Bam can work, both offensively and defensively. But we could see that more toward the past, let's say, 10 games of the season, rather than throughout their all the time they were playing together. But I'm very impressed with Khalil Ware. Has great promise. Same thing with Larson. Shame that he twisted his ankle, because again we don't know if this is just a way to I don't think so. He's too young to be rested for the playoffs, and he's too young to also be have to be a factor in the playoffs either. So I don't know what's going to happen with Pelle Larson. I don't know what's going to happen with Nikola Jovic again. Most likely, my forecast is still the same. We're going to lose tomorrow. We're going to lose on Wednesday, day after tomorrow, and the season is going to be over. And on one hand, it's great. It's going to be over, because then we have the future to look up to. And if it's over, then we're definitely losing draft capital for the next, like, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 5 seasons. um, a lot of it to the Thunder, but we're also keeping our higher draft position. And because Golden State Warriors also made the play-ins, we don't know whether or not they're going to be able to finish seventh or eighth. That also increases the chance, right? I think a maximum of 20th as opposed to in the 20s, right? Draft. So that can help us build for next season. Obviously, just with draftees, it's not enough, especially if it's not, especially if it's not a number one, number two, top five picks. So we're still going to have to make some move. I don't know what's going to happen in terms of Wiggins. I think that Davion Mitchell is coming back. I'm pretty sure Kyle Anderson is not coming back. I don't know about the rest of the team other than Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, and likely Duncan Robinson, Jaime Jaquez probably coming back. Although, Jaime Jaquez did hit a sophomore wall that cannot be erased with this game against the Wizards and doesn't change anything to him. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, the season that we actually made the finals, either the finals or Game 7 of the ECF, we lost that last game against Orlando, playing the same subs or bench, and Depot getting 40. So who knows? Maybe this is a sign of things to come. But I honestly don't think that it is. And like I said, on one hand, it's a good thing. We get over with this situation. We don't need more apprehensions in our lives. And then we just look forward to the next season. On the other hand, it's just very sad. It is something that got me through a lot of the hard times, honestly. Just having a game to watch. Just knowing that we suck, knowing that in certain during certain times, I think that we improved significantly in the past 15 games. Really significantly, we improved in the past 15 games. In the past 15 games, I would say, right, or 12, 13 games, let's say, improved significantly. Not just against lower end teams, but also against higher end teams, and certain losses that we fought and we had a lot to give. So who knows what's going to happen? But even when we sucked, even when we were just trying to get out of the funk of losing 10 games in a row and not seeing the light at the end of the tunnel whatsoever, it was still a night that I had something to watch, that I had something to look forward to. Even though I love television, you can always see behind me, the games that I played, the series that I watch. Nothing compares to sports. Nothing compares to the Miami Heat. I love Corinthians. I'm trying to get into Inter Miami. It's in soccer. It's pretty difficult, honestly. But I love Corinthians. We lost against our arch nemesis, but also my uncle's team. So I was very happy. In his memory, they annihilated us. I think it ended. I'm not sure because I know there was a goal that was canceled. It was canceled, but either 2-0 or 3-0 for them, and that's fine. We just won against them in the state. We got the state championship for the first time in 6 years. And we got a championship against that arch nemesis, and now it's only the third round of the league, which is basically points and not wins. It's a completely different thing. But the main thing is that my interest in soccer is very, very low. So I'm obviously going to miss this Miami Heat. They're going to have a summer camp, summer league. Then they're going to have the preseason early in October. But imagine from April until October, right? 6 months without basketball. So hopefully we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. But we'll see, right? Maybe the season doesn't end. And maybe I'll have more than just another video to summarize the end of the season. But that's basically it, right? Surprised surprised with Khalil Ware. Great season by Tyler Hero. Decent season for Bam. In my opinion, also a decent season for Duncan. As much as people criticize him, I think he's a very solid role player. And the same thing can be said about Haywood Highsmith. Nikola Jovic not playing. Drew Smith was a glue guy at a certain point, as 5 Reasons Sports said. So, there are good things to take away from it, because there is a skeleton or basically a structure, a scaffold, let's say, on which to build with. So we'll see what's going to happen. Stay safe, stay dry, stay as happy as possible in this complicated world of ours. Now let's go Heat.